What's up, guys? Welcome to day 79, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Gotta double check. I'm pretty sure it's 79, but. Yep, 79. All right. So, anyway, today's Saturday, and this was just like your typical Saturday. Actually, you know what? I think I got a little bit more done today than I normally do on Saturdays. Usually, like I sleep a lot of the day, and then I wake up, get ready, and go to work, and then work, and then go to sleep. And today, I pretty much did that, but I woke up, edited videos, and then went to work and then came home, edited videos, and now I'm going to go to sleep. It's midnight. Usually I like to, have a couple more hours of good work to do. But I got to go to bed because I got to work again tomorrow. It's only at noon, but I'm really tired, man. I probably walked like 6 bajillion steps. Surfing is it's hard for one. Oh shit. Dropped my little tea thing in there. Anyway, it's hard, man. Like there's some people that I work with that are a little bit older, and I just don't know how they do it because I'm sore as hell from working. Let me look. I just want to look. So 13,000 steps it says, which seems about right for Saturdays. I don't know. Is that a lot of steps? It feels like a lot of steps, man. I'm tired. I'm sore, tired, and gonna go to bed a little bit earlier. But I'm trying to think. Like I really don't have much to go over except like I do just real quick want to go through kind of my workflow for making videos. Like I'm telling you guys, this has been a game changer. It's been a complete game changer because I've got my keynote presentation set up. God damn it. I think I just opened a Google Sheet. I've got my keynote presentations and they're all set up as templates. And then all I have to do is fill out the information and make the video. And editing it has become so easy. Like I think I was talking bad about DaVinci Resolve earlier because I like Premiere, but anyway, I've been using Resolve. And it came with the Blackmagic camera. There's a free version of Resolve, and I don't think I use any of the paid features. So anyway, if you guys are looking to make videos, let me just run you through the best way. Oh, the files won't be there. Damn. The best way that you can do it because like let me just show you. All right. Step 1, Keynote or PowerPoint. Make a presentation and just put slides. Put your talking points on slides with little pictures or little text on screen, okay? This helped me flow so much better. So what I would do before is I would take the question from the Discord and then I would just answer. I'd be like, okay, so here's a question from the Discord, blah, 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 says blah, blah, blah. Okay, now you might be wondering, blah, 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 blah. Like I'll start it with a hook, I'll say the question, and then I'll answer the question, right? And sometimes I'll go for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Like they're shorter answers. I don't drag it out any longer than it needs to be, and I just make sure to give good answers, okay? And so from there, no, anyway, if what I noticed is building it with a keynote, like having a presentation, just made it 600 times better. Like I did a video about checking for flats or making sure that your tire doesn't go flat. Like it ended up to be a 10-minute video because I added slides that like had the points that I needed to talk about. When I'm just freeballing the answer and answering it off the top of my head, sometimes I miss a lot of points and it's harder to stay organized and stay structured. So building the keynote, like the main idea behind it was just to have some B-roll and like not have to source B-roll and then put it over it. I could just have the B-roll on the screen. But when you're editing it, like look at this. This makes it so much easier. So it's going to be messed up because the media is offline and I've got my mic plugged in right now, so I can't like plug in the other file. They're the other track that it was on. It's on a different hard drive. Anyway, long story short, but here's what I did. Okay. So this top track right here, you see me clicking it. This top track right here is the screen share track, and you can enable it or disable it by hitting D. And so that's really simple. So just hitting D, and then you hit B to add a cut. And so if you don't have anything selected, then it'll just cut the whole timeline. If you do have something selected that's enabled and you hit B, then it splits it right there. Okay. So anyway, what I go through and do is start at the beginning of my video, and then I will, oh, here, let me zoom out a little bit, and you can see what I did. So the blues are enabled tracks, and then the gray is when it's disabled, and ideally the whole track below it will show, but right now it's off. So anyway, what I'll go through is I'll just go through, cut, and so if I'm reading something off the screen, I just cut it, and then I enable it, and then it's like, okay, so now it's this view showing up. Pumping it up. The view of the keynote is showing up. And then when it goes to me talking to the camera and I don't need that view, then I just cut it out and disable it. And so I can edit through this. Like it takes me, this video was 10 minutes. It probably took me about, I don't know, I'd say 20 minutes. So I just started at the beginning, went through it, cut, enable, cut, disable, cut, disable, cut, disable, all the parts that I didn't need. And then I went through it one more time and added some dynamic zooms onto, oh, that's why it's not working. I'm not in this screen. Added some dynamic zooms to these, and those are really easy to do. Like there's this thing called Magic Zoom right here, and it's a plugin download, but there's like, I don't know, 6 different settings on it, and you can just change it. And anyway, I'll just drop those over the spots where I'm talking for longer segments to break it down and make it show up and just make it easier to watch and easier to, it breaks it up, makes it less boring. And so anyway, then I'll go through and drop those, and it takes me another 10-15 minutes. So half an hour to edit one of these videos, and it turned out to be a 10-minute video on a topic that if I would have just freeballed it, like I would have just answered the question directly and talked about it without having the keynote side by side one, the whole video would just be me talking to the camera, which I don't know. People are going to say, it depends what you watch. Like if people say Hormozi's style content is so good because of how engaging it is, right? Like it is him talking to the camera, but then it's also all these effects. It's like different slides, like so much on screen, boom, 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 boom. It's not just him talking, but then you have people like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like Joe Rogan. People will sit there and watch a whole 3-hour episode of just 2 people talking. So I don't know. People say, oh yeah, you need to hyper edit everything and like you need to do all this. And I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I think it does help. Like having a good stuff on screen will definitely give you better watch time, better retention. And that should be something you shoot for, but not at the sake of like burning yourself out. Like if it's between, I don't know, like I could edit that video and spend 4 hours on it and have something crazy. Like I could have rotoscope myself out from the background and put shit behind me on this screen. Like, you know, I have flat tires popping up out from behind me and there's just like text on screen, boom, boom, boom. And like, you could go crazy. I could spend 4 hours editing it, but it's like, is that going to make this video like significantly jump in views? Like if I could say, okay, you know, I spent 30 minutes editing the video, it's going to get 10,000 views over the next year. That's cool. If I spend 4 hours editing the video, it's going to get 20,000 views over the next year. I don't think it's really worth it, in my opinion. Now, if it's like, okay, it's going to get 100,000 views or 50,000 views, like a significant jump, okay, then it's worth spending that extra time. But I think 9 times out of 10, you've got to be in a different niche with different types of videos where you're even potentially reaching that many people. Like if I was competing with Marques Brownlee on tech reviews, right? If I was competing on tech reviews, my shitty PowerPoint presentation videos, my 30-minute editing videos, aren't going to compete. Like I am not competing with that. And so if I'm like sitting around, oh, why didn't I get very many views? Well, that's probably why. Everyone else doing tech reviews is 600 times better than you. And so then if I was doing something like that in that niche, in that area where there's a lot more competition and a lot more potential viewers, then it would be worth it to spend a ton of time and like really amp up the quality. But for what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to pump out as much content as possible. I don't have any competition. And the pool of people who would potentially be watching the videos are so much smaller. I'm not too concerned about that. Like, the last thing I want to do is spend a ton of time editing one of these videos and then be like, oh my God, why didn't it get any views? Well, it's not a really popular topic. For this channel, when I start making different types of videos, I think I'll move in that. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I do just like making the content, and like just these videos, I don't over edit. I don't talk very much in them. It's like, I mean, I don't over edit, and I don't put a lot of effort into editing them. I don't edit them at all. I just download the recording and upload it as it is. So, and I like that vibe and I like that style. But if I took kind of the key takeaways from every day or every week and turned those into a high edited video, like, here's how I got 2,000 subscribers on Instagram this month, like, then that would be a different thing. But where I'm just talking and sharing my experience, I don't think they need to be over edited and hyper visualized. So anyway, what I'm getting at is I think it's important for you to find a flow that works for you and that works within your niche. If you're in a hyper competitive niche, you've got to be competitive. You've got to get that content to the level of everyone that you're competing against. But you also want to find, in my opinion, you want to find that balance where you're like, your effort is matching your potential results, if that makes sense. And you want to bring your effort as low as possible to, like, you find that tipping point. God, why is this so hard to explain? Like I was saying with the videos, if I can edit a video in 30 minutes that gets, say, 10,000 views, or I'm going to spend 4 hours editing a video to get 20,000 views, it's in my best interest to spend 30 minutes on a half-assed video that only gets 10,000 views versus spending 4 hours hyper editing a video to get 20,000 views. So what I'm doing there is I'm balancing my time input and my output. Like, I'm putting in as little time as possible to get the most efficient output as possible. And so I'm looking at stuff like that all the time in my everyday life. Like, that is one of the things that I try and balance out the most. And so with these videos, I'm balancing, like, I'm putting as minimal effort as I can to result or to yield like a video that's worth posting, that's going to actually get some views. And when I get in a more competitive niche, if I was in a finance niche or a tech review niche or something like that, that minimal effort that I have to do moves way up. But right now where it's at is pretty chill. So you guys think about, like, you're doing Minecraft gameplay. It's probably a pretty low yield thing because people have lower expectations, and you can piggyback more off of your personality or you know what I mean? Like, people aren't there for the hyper editing. I was watching some videos on testing the generating system in the motorcycle because I'm trying to figure that out. And the guy just like gets right into it. He's like, all right, here's how we're going to do this. Like, no cuts. It was just straight to the point. And like, everyone was like, I appreciate that. I'm just here trying to fix my motorcycle. I don't need an intro. I don't care who you are. I don't need like all of this nonsense. Like, I just need it to get straight to the point. And that's what this video did. Like, that guy was hyped. And I could see that, you know. I think a lot of people try too hard. They're like, okay, I gotta introduce the channel. I gotta tell them to like, I gotta tell them to subscribe. I gotta give them a reason to stay to the end of the video. I got to hit them with a hook. I got to remind them throughout the video why to stay to the end of the video. I got to make sure that they understand why I'm doing it. Like, no, especially if you're making searchable content, they do not give a shit who you are. They searched for something, your video came up, and they want the answer. And a lot of my content is like that too. So I need to remember that as I'm building out these different things. People are looking for a bite. Like, within the first 6 months of making YouTube videos, I quit doing intros. I was just like, all right, let's talk about this product. You know, let's see if this is a good product for you. They'll figure out who I am after they watch enough of my videos and they want to learn a little bit more about me, but they don't care. And what I noticed, especially when you hit people with that introduction right away, if it's not a hook and it's not pertinent to the video you're doing, on your phone, you guys know how easy it is to skip some bullshit that somebody's talking about. You tap the screen twice, boom, you're 5 seconds ahead. You tap it again, you're 10, you're 15, you're 20. Like, you're moving. It is so easy to skip. And so just cut out the nonsense, man. People do not care, and they're going to skip, and YouTube's going to like be like, oh, okay, they don't like this video. They're skipping around a lot. So anyway, something that I think about a lot. I've got the 3 videos uploaded that I've messed with over the last couple days. Monday, not tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to sit down and assign thumbnails to my thumbnail guy. He was mad at me because I posted a video that um, I made my own thumbnail. I didn't remember asking him for one, but I guess I did. He's like, "Oh, did you not like it?" I'm like, "Bro, I've been so behind the last couple weeks. It's bad. Like 3 weeks ago, if you guys look at like my Monday videos, I was on it. You know, I'm like, boom, assigning blog posts, assigning video editing. Now I'm broke. I can't afford to assign anything to any of these people. Thumbnails I'm still paying for. It's fine. Blog posts, like I was doing all of that. And then like the one wrench in the plan, fixing the car. So now all of that I'm cutting out for the next few months to save up some money and get everything sorted out. I guess the last thing I'll talk about real quick. Oh, she's chewing on her foot. Can you see her? All I hear is, I'm like, shut up. Hi. She's ready for bed. Okay. I did a review video and it is all from a keynote. It's a 7-minute video. Watch time's about 40%. 67% of viewers are watching. So they stuck through it. A little over halfway point. Then it starts dropping off pretty bad. But this was a new format that I did. So here, let me show you this one. It's only been like, it hasn't been that long. It's been a few days on it. YouTube recommendations for most of it. Subscriptions feed, not very much. And this is like what the little graph looks like over that first day. It got up there and now it's staying here. And as people search for it, it's going to start coming up more. A lot of the review videos do that, especially in different buying times. Like when summer comes around, the video is going to start doing better because people are searching for this video. And but what I wanted to point out is like this video is such a simple, so any parts that you buy, it's a slideshow presentation one like I was talking about. Okay, pay attention. Me talking, a little dynamic zooming in. All right, all me talking, and then here's a cut of the slideshow. A simple animated text, then it's me talking again. Here's this is all with that keynote presentation, man. All of it keynote presentation. Very like I'm telling you guys, what was it? 2 hours. I made the presentation. I filmed the video. I edited the video all in 2 hours, and so right now, that 2 hours of work has made me only $1.35 in this revenue. Now, I guess I don't have a way to track it, but from this video, I get them to join my email list by requesting a recommendation. So they watch the video, they join the email list, they get a recommendation, and then later down the line, I get an affiliate sale from them too. But that's just in the first day or so. If this video over time, oh, and I guess it's a day or two behind. It's still processing, it says, but so like, okay, $1.35 isn't very much, but if that's out of 400 views, and this is a 10,000 view video, what is the number there? 1.35 divided by 400. Is that? So a third of a cent, 10,000 times 0.003, I think is the right thing. Like it's $30 right there, just passively. And if I can make 2 hours to make that video and I make 10 of those, that's $300. Like that's pretty cool. Pretty cool math. And it's all passive, man. That's the thing I love about this YouTube stuff. Like it's not where I'm at with it right now. It's not a ton of money, and I can't wait to get into a better niche and explore like more competitive niches where there's better opportunity to make money. But like what's cool is if I look at the analytics and I look at videos that I have, this one's top 5 most overrated bikes, and it's gotten 450 views in the last 48 hours. It's gotten 55,000 views since it was published almost a year ago. Like this one's made me $366. And again, these aren't huge numbers, right? Like this is not necessarily a ton of money, but it's just this is happening while I'm sleeping. And so one of the things, a big thing Naval Ravikant talks about in that book I was telling you guys, you should read it. You guys should read it. He talks about like the 4 leverage points. So Hormozi's talked about it too. He changed the names of it, but Hormozi got everything from this guy. Let me see. Naval. Let me pull it up. It's like labor, code, media, and something else. I think capital. But here, 4 points of leverage should be this. Oh, cool. I got to read the damn article. Hold on. Okay, capital, labor, code, and media. Those are the 4 things. And so what he talks about is essentially you've got these 4 points of leverage that actually make you wealthy. And so the first one was labor, or first one's capital. Okay, so Warren Buffett makes boatloads of money from capital leverage. He invests millions and millions and millions of dollars that pay him dividends. And so he's making money by investing that capital. And this is like one of the oldest and most traditional forms of leverage. The second one is labor. So Olive Garden pays us to operate Olive Garden, and their leverage is labor. They're profiting off of labor. There's a lot of ways, like anytime you pay an employee to do something for you, you're using labor capital. And so people figure out how to do that. People are able to build a fortune off of that. But the 2 newer ones are code and media. And the idea is like you build one set of code that you can sell over a lifetime. You can sell over and over and over again. I'm thinking about this stupid thing called FreeMind, that it's just it's a mind mapping software, right? Like you pay $100, you get access to it forever. The person that developed it, they only had to develop it one time and then sell it multiple times. There's a million examples of that. And then same thing with media. I make one YouTube video, ideally over time, people view it, I get the ad revenue on it, and it just builds up over and over and over again. And so I'm really excited to just keep building YouTube channels and keep building content and putting the content out there. And as I'm doing this, like this stuff, I'm learning how to do it better, quicker, faster is kind of the whole thing. Like before it would be a big, huge, long process. It'd take me a lot longer to make a video, put a video out there and blah, 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 blah. But now like I'm doing probably 30 short form pieces of content across 6 different channels a week. I'm doing 4 to 5 long form pieces of content across 2 different channels. I'm doing one of these 10 plus minute episodes across a YouTube, across a Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Then I'm doing 1 daily content on this channel, on an Instagram, on a YouTube, on a TikTok, and then 3 repurposed pieces of content every single day when I have my repurpose thing paid for. I ran out of time on it, so it just renewed today, so I'll start doing that again. But anyway, before I could do a fraction of what I'm doing, but over the last few years, like building up these different brands, learning different ways to leverage it, like different systems that I can use and softwares that I can use to distribute content and get it out there. Like I'm on crack with how much content I'm putting out. It's crazy. If I told myself a year ago, 2 years ago that I'd be running, well, we got Bike School, I've got 4 different channels that I'm growing, and all of them are over 1,000, except this one's close. And this one's funny, man. I just started this one, like this YouTube channel 2 weeks ago, and we're over 500 subs already. It's not hard, but it took me years to get my first 500 subs when I started. And then I just, over the next few years, build up everything I know and start applying it to different channels. Like I got monetized in, I don't know, it took me years to get monetized on the first channel. On the second channel, it took me less than a year to get monetized. You know, it's just learning and growing. This channel will be monetized probably, let's see, the second channel, it took me about 9 months. So this one, I'll probably beat that. You know, I'll have this channel monetized in less than 9 months. And so first channel takes years, second channel takes less than a year. This channel, maybe less than 6 months. And it's all because like, if I would have not put any of that work in, if I would have not done any of the effort to actually fail and struggle and fuck off and like suck at making YouTube videos for the first 3 years, first 4 years, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'd still just be sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So if you're watching this and you have an idea, doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be whatever you want. But if you're watching this and you want to eventually make content or you want to make something, you've got to start. You've got to just start, because like, again, if I was starting just now, I wouldn't have any of the experience that I have today. But because I started years ago and I sucked at it and I was really bad at it and it was frustrating and it was hard and I struggled through it for years, now it's a lot easier. I have that experience and I have knowledge about what works and doesn't work. And I'll say, like, I'd say I'm like 30% knowledge on this stuff. Like, I am not super wizard at making YouTube videos and making YouTube channels and monetizing them and making a profit. Like, obviously not. If I was, I'd be rich. I'm not a super wizard, but I can say I'm a whole hell of a lot better at it now than I was 3 years ago. And that makes me so excited for my future, because I know if I just keep reinvesting my energy, reinvesting my time, reinvesting my money, learning as much as I can, 10 years from now, it's just going to be silly. There's no way it's not going to work out. You know, I think about it that way. When I'm feeling really frustrated like I am today and stressed and broke, like it's all going to be good. All right. Big rant over, guys. I'm going to crawl in bed, make the day. Oh, look at the dog. She's sleeping on the pillow. She's so cute. I don't know what I'd do without her. She keeps me sane. But anyway, I'm going to crawl in bed, make the daily TikTok video and get some sleep, go to work tomorrow. And then maybe I need to find the electrical problem in the bike. I'm going to take it to a shop on Tuesday, and he said he'd look at it and figure out what it is for $100. I'd like to save the $100 because I need new tires. So if I can figure it out, that's the way to go. But anyway, love you guys. Thanks for listening to the me ramble. We'll see you tomorrow on day 80. Almost 3 months. Almost 3 months, guys. Super excited. All right. Have a good night.